The story begins with a young girl named Haley, an innocent orphan whose life has already been marked by loss. For the past 5 years she has lived in the bustling city with her Aunt Debbie. But life, as it so often does, is about to shift in a way neither of them imagined. Debbie receives a new job in Frankfurt City, a job that promises stability for her own future, but leaves Haley without a place. Unable to take the little girl with her, Debbie makes a difficult decision. She must leave Haley in the care of her grandfather, Albert, who lives far away in the high, rugged mountains of Switzerland. But the villagers whisper warnings. Albert, they say, is a bitter, angry man. Debbie calls out to him loudly, trying to sound cheerful. The old man rises at the sound of her voice, his expression darkening as he sees her approach. His voice booms like thunder as he declares, "I want nothing to do with this child. Take her back. Both of you must leave." Haley, trembling, hides behind her aunt. Tears threaten in her wide eyes. Finally, with despair in her heart, she says softly, "If you will not keep her, then I will take her back to the city." She takes Haley's hand and begins to walk away. Quietly, she hides the child behind a corner near the cabin, bending close to whisper, "Wait here." Then, before Haley can even protest, Debbie turns and hurries down the mountain, her figure disappearing into the valley. Albert realizes what has happened too late. Left behind, little Haley stands shivering in the mountain cold. She knocks timidly at the cabin door, but Albert does not answer. At last, with no strength left, she wanders to the nearby cowshed, where 2 of Albert's goats are resting. At dawn, Albert steps outside and finds her curled up in the straw. Without a word, he milks a goat and offers her a bowl of warm, fresh milk. Throughout that day, Albert busies himself with his work, pretending to ignore her, though his eyes occasionally flicker toward her small figure. When night falls, Haley hesitantly asks in a soft voice, "Grandpa, where should I sleep?" His answer is curt, "Wherever you want." Inside the cabin, Haley notices a ladder leading upward. She climbs it and discovers a small attic with a bed of dry grass. Haley lies down and sleeps peacefully for the first time. The following morning, while Albert chops wood, a young boy of about 13 appears, driving a herd of goats up the mountain, a village boy who takes everyone's goats to graze in the high meadows. Albert calls out, asking Peter to take his 2 goats along, and Haley too. She must learn the ways of mountain life, he says. Haley's eyes sparkle with excitement. Haley sets off on her first true adventure. That evening, when they return, Haley's face glows with happiness. At the cabin, she is shy at first, unsure of her grandfather. But something begins to shift. The very next day, Albert works tirelessly with saw and hammer, crafting something in secret. By evening, when Haley comes home, she discovers a brand new wooden chair placed beside his own at the table. Albert pats her head gently and says, "Now you will stay here forever." Days turn into weeks, weeks into months. Haley roams the mountains with Peter, chasing goats. But soon, the seasons change. Snow begins to fall. Peter leaves to attend school in the village, staying with his grandmother through the long winter months. Without him, Haley sometimes feels the ache of loneliness. But happiness, like the seasons, never lasts unchanged. Years pass. Haley grows. She is now 8 years old when, one day, an unexpected figure appears on the mountain path. It is Debbie. Debbie's expression was serious, almost heavy with purpose, as she revealed the truth. Albert's voice cut through the air, stern and unwavering. "No, Haley will not go anywhere," finally ordered Debbie to leave immediately. Quietly, she circled the mountain, climbing a secret path to where Haley played among the goats. "Haley, your grandfather wants you to go to the city. There, you'll have a big school, new friends, comfort, and a better life." Haley's small hands trembled. I don't want to leave him," she whispered. With a heavy heart, she finally agreed, not fully understanding if she was doing the right thing. Tears glimmered in her eyes as Debbie took her hand and led her down the mountain. From behind a rock, Peter watched helplessly. By evening, the herd returned, and Peter informed Albert in a panting voice, "She has taken Haley with her." Albert froze. Stunned, the old man ran down the mountain trails toward the valley. He reached the village station, panting, desperate, but it was too late. Debbie had already left, Haley by her side. Albert remained on the road, eyes moist with grief, sinking back into the shadow of loneliness he had once begun to escape. The next morning, Debbie and Haley arrived in Frankfurt, Germany's sprawling metropolis. Haley was awestruck. Towering buildings, bustling streets, and throngs of people pressed in on every side. She had never seen anything like it. The city seemed endless. Soon they reached a grand mansion, Henry's house, where Haley was to stay. From the staircase came a sharp voice. "Who is this?" It was Rebecca, the governess. Her eyes swept over Haley, narrowing in disapproval. "Is this the girl?" she demanded. Debbie bowed her head, hands folded. "Yes, madam. This is Haley. You said you needed a girl raised in a hilly environment. She is intelligent and will be a good companion for Klara," Rebecca muttered, frowning. "We'll see." Then, with warmth and kindness, she invited Haley to her room. From the very first day, the girls bonded. Haley, in her excitement and inexperience, sometimes made mistakes, like pushing Klara's wheelchair too hard, causing it to collide with a table. Each time, Klara calmly took responsibility for Haley. The maids bathed Haley, dressed her in clean clothes. But the greatest challenge was school. Every day, she studied with Klara and a private teacher. Soon, it became evident that Haley's education was lacking. Rebecca's patience snapped. "She doesn't know anything. An ignorant girl like this cannot remain in this house." She threatened to send Haley away immediately, though Henry's return prevented her from acting. Klara intervened, pleading, "We will teach Haley gradually.